Hello and welcome to episode 9 of my 18 Wheels Rollin series. And, wait, that's the wrong intro. That's not even from my channel! Sorry, for some reason Dark Viper's intro got stuck in my head while I was recording the recaps, and I just had to do that. Breaker19, Breaker19, this here's the Gear Jammin' Deer. Whitetail has got your front door, come on. So this is episode 9 of 18 Wheels Rollin'. Following right where we left off in episode 8, here just north of Oxnard on the 101, heading towards Prim. Without much ado, we're just gonna get going. Out of this horrible rest area. You know what? I'm not even gonna... Let me just... Like, seriously, what is this design? Does this rest area actually look like this in real life? I've never actually run the 101, so... Because, like, the ideal way to get into one of these spaces, if they were all full except for one, would be to back in off the ramp. Because you're not going to want to blindside into an angled space that's angled the wrong direction. But I don't think I'd want to pull in forward and then have to back out and do all what I just did either. And then there's that corner that you couldn't even make with a full-size truck. This rest area is horrible. Anyway, given that pretty much all this trip is going to be in California, this whole episode might end up just being this trip. Let's see, I think this is, this route is going to try to send me through a bit of town, and I need to remember to not go that way. Yep, that's exactly what it's doing. I remember I used to use this as a cheeky passing place in quite a lot of races when I played this game religiously. because a lot of the guys that I'd play with would just be following the GPS, so they'd get off there, and I'd just keep on going and take this loop, and by the time they got back on the highway, I was ahead of them. I still haven't changed my Jake button to be a toggle. That's why that turn was a little bit awkward. Only one hand was on the controller. So I do want to briefly discuss, anyone who watched the recap videos for episodes 6 and 7 will have very quickly noticed that I was driving a pretty fancy 9900. That's my main truck from my multiplayer profile, the truck that replaced Altivo, my old Peterbilt. And basically, in the future, once I have a truck in this series, future recaps that I may end up needing to make will just be driving my truck like normal. But since at the moment I don't have a particular truck in this series, I figured I'd just go ahead and use what is my main truck, you know, when I usually play. Because my multiplayer profile, my quote-unquote multiplayer profile, it used to be the point of that profile was I never ran any mods on it, so that I always knew it would be compatible with Trucker MP. But since I don't run Trucker MP anymore, that's not really the case anymore. So now it's just the profile where I have all of my fancy trucks. And I still don't run many mods on it. Typically nothing more than a no damage mod. Because it still means that it'll be quickly compatible with anyone else I might be playing with on multiplayer. And I just don't have to worry about it getting corrupted. Actually, I probably should have stayed in the 12th. Yeah, that was slightly silly of me. Come on, Mighty Western Star, you got it. There you go. Truck's actually doing pretty good considering how heavy this load is. Yeah, annoyingly, it's looking like this is probably going to be a slightly shorter episode. Because I don't think I'm going to end up quite having enough time to do another load in this video. And I'm not planning on recording another episode tonight, so I don't want to start a load if I'm not going to be able to finish it. I mean, it's possible that it'll end up being a really short load that I can take, but I don't count on that. Oh, and I didn't remember to check my email after I delivered. God, you've got to be kidding me. Well, I'm definitely not going to be doing another load now. This is going to be a big detour. Actually, where can I even go? Hold on. Always button isn't the button it's meant to be. This is the problem a lot of people have with the detours. There isn't really a way around this. You know, because, like, I mean, there is a way around it, but that's ridiculously stupid. Obviously, in real life, there would be... Yeah, you know, there'd be, like, a surface road you could take or something. Hmm. I'm gonna make a surface road. Oops. Oh, that was a really wide turn for the AIs. Now, I do not have a mod on to remove the barriers. I might put one on after this, though. So what I'm going to do is just yoop. Hopefully that's far enough. That was not far enough. Give me a moment. The engine died? That's interesting. Why is the game suddenly so much quieter? What the hell? Okay, that was weird. Okay, so we're on the surface, or we're on the surface road. That is what I meant to say. Huh. And we follow the surface road to this point. Because that's definitely a through road, you can clearly see. So you get the basic idea. Basically, this is what the detour, almost an escort, should be like. And newer parts of the map, they are a little bit better. Not much better, but a little bit better with actually having ways to get around the detours without having to go 300 miles out of the way. This is meant to be realistic. And realistically, like, honestly, if a highway was closed like that and there was no way to get around it, you wouldn't go 300 miles out of the way, you'd just wait it out. But you can't really do that in this game either, so... I'm probably going to turn my detour probability down a bit to make sure those happen very rarely. And if I come across another one that I can't easily get around, I might just go around it on the shoulder. Frankly, it's just easier than teleporting to different inaccessible roads. But, you know, why didn't they code the detours to make it so that they only spawn where there's an actual place you can go, you know, on a detour? For the record, the way I handled that in game is pretty much exactly the way I would in real life. I've only seen a complete highway closure like that once, and they did have a proper detour set up to follow. I imagine that's pretty much always the case. But if for whatever reason, well, I mean, I guess I have come up on highway closures where the highway, it was an impromptu closure due to a big accident, and it was closed so they could clean up the accident, so they didn't set up a detour for that. And yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd find a safe spot to pull over, or if traffic is at a complete stop, I might just look there. Well, I'm in the stop traffic. But I'd pull up Google Maps, see what's going on, look at what alternate routes are around on satellite view, find one that's truck friendly enough that I can squeeze through it, and then bypass it that way. And I would not go 300 miles out of the way. I will say, what really sucks is when an accident happens that closes the highway on this stretch between Barstow and Prim, because there really isn't any way to get around it in real life. And I got stuck on this stretch of highway just outside of Prim once. Like, I was on the end of, I had just come down the mountain. I could see Prim. I think I was stuck there for like an hour because the highway was completely shut down due to a wreck. But like, even if I had known about the wreck before I got to the actual backup, which I hadn't, there was no alternate route to take. So that does happen in real life sometimes. It just wouldn't have happened back there. And once again, the protocol in that case would be just to find somewhere to park and wait it out. But you can't do that in this game because the detours never despawn. Make sure I have the appropriate amount of headlights on. For the record, I'm a little bit more comfortable with hogging the left lane in the game than I am in real life, because, you know, I don't have to worry about road rage in the game. And keep right laws aren't enforced in the game, though they really aren't enforced in real life either, so, you know. I know I've voiced my distaste for the in-game version of Prim before in this series, but God, I hate how Prim is represented in this game. I really hope they redo it at some point. You know, if they do redo Prim, it might not even exist as a city that you can deliver loads to anymore. Because, well, there might be one somewhere, I don't actually feel like there's a chemical plant in Prim. Or really anything, like I said in the past. From what I can tell, based on running through Prim on the highway, it seems to basically just be 2 casinos and some houses, and that's it. So maybe you could do, like, food deliveries to the casinos, but this game doesn't really have that sort of stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, there we go. That's some money in the bank right there. I am happy with that. Oh, and I leveled up again. Nice. Let's see. What is that? That's explosives. No. What is this one? I guess that's this. Oh yeah, I see. It's a mix of all of them. Flammable solids. So this would be toxic, and this would be corrosive. I think explosives would be the next best one to get. Though, I've already got 2 in ADR, so I might go ahead and put another one in high value. Though, it's really not worth ranking these up past rank 1, is it? So let me do fragile. Almost to 2K. Alright, let's look at my email. I've got 2. Yeah, I'm not quite at that point yet. Oh, new special transport. Yeah, I'm not doing those much anymore either. Oh! Ignore me when I said I was almost at 2K. I was looking at this. That was silly of me. I'm almost at 3K, as a matter of fact. Alright, well, there we go, it's back. Yeah, that's actually just about perfect. My time is pretty much perfectly up now. So, thank you for watching. Like I said, this is the last episode that I'm recording in this batch, which is annoying because I spent quite a lot of time recording just to get 2 episodes done. But, it is what it is. So, hopefully I'll remember that I stopped in Prim, though I can always just go back and rewatch the footage. Anyway, I'll catch y'all at a later date, but until then, keep the hammer down, drivers.